the Dasher. It says, "Hey, Shawn." Oh, I can't talk about
How's it going, everybody?
How's it going, everybody?
We'll
UnDIZsputed live.
Yep.
It's the last episode
I feel like
of season 3. I keep saying that, but this literally really is the last show for season 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is how
I'm
we're
excited.
closing it out.
We got one person watching. We got one person watching here. Got a fun topic. Who do we got
How's it
watching?
going, Jen?
Jen is here. Florida Jen is what they call her on the Disney Universe podcast.
How's it going? Dude, I'm not gonna lie, this little
Kim,
setup on these
Kim
like
is here.
square ones.
Hello, Kim. How are you? Oh,
How's it going, Kim?
I don't know if I like the square ones.
I feel like it doesn't take up too much of the screen.
I know, but I don't like it. You can't really see what they're saying.
Well, we also don't have.
It's your show, so I'm just here to.
Here. I mean, we also have a very bland color. I mean, I like it, but
whoa,
that's
that doesn't. Yeah, well, you should do one of. You should do orange. You should do yellow or red, or gray.
All right.
To go with the.
Love how we're figuring this out as we're live.
Well, I mean, it's what we do. We got 8 people watching us plan. Oh, that's ugly. No. Yeah, that works.
All right.
So, how about 2 minutes? We'll start this shit off, huh?
All right, we'll get started at 2 minutes. I'm gonna fix this.
Let me get this going here. Hey, that's better. I like that.
Better. All right.
Alrighty.
The party is here. Is it though? Is it?
Why is it so down? So we'll go here. We'll go. Are you ready? Wait, we got
I'm
4
ready,
people.
man.
We got 4 people talking like the yellow, like caution tape, which is appropriate. Yes. Okay. So now we'll go at 2:10.
All right.
I
got the topics ready. I got the game plan ready. I need to get mentally prepared.
Oh, come on, man. It's all good. I said 2:10. Now it's 2:20. I'm just going to hit play. Here we go. Wait a second. I didn't go from the beginning. I apologize for that. This is technical stuff here. Why did it do that?
This is how we're closing out the show.
Yeah. Okay, now are you ready?
I was ready.
Okay, here we go.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to this episode of UnDIZsputed as we're closing out season 3. So bring your popcorn, bring your opinions. Today we're going to be talking about what the fuck is going on with Iger and alcohol on Main Street. So let's have a good show and let's get this thing started.
Great topics.
Oh, absolutely. What are they not? Welcome, everyone. We are glad you are here. We are glad you're hanging out with us to close out season 3 of the Walt's Apartment Plus. No, I'm just playing. But Shawn, how are you?
I really like that. I mean, maybe we need to do that. I think maybe this needs to become a thing. Walt's Apartment Plus. We just keep adding stuff to it. Just plus. I am great. I'm doing good. It is car guy hell day because it's the last day of the month. So I'm sitting here in my office with car deals that still need to be finished, and stuff needs to be calculated and tabulated, and reports need to be sent off. And so thanks for the break from that. I appreciate that. How are you, brother?
I am doing pretty good. I am excited for tonight's episode. It's going to get blood pressure going.
So I don't need that. Luckily, I got that under control now. So
grab a few drinks, grab some popcorn, but we are not alone.
What?
We do have a guest joining us tonight. So for those of you guys in the comments, for those of you guys that are on the Discord, you kind of got a sneak peek. So again, if you want to join our Discord, head over to our Patreon, sign up, because you would know who the guest is that's coming in. And without further ado, I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Wait, I have to introduce myself?
Yeah, you got to introduce you. I mean, you don't have to. I'm sure everybody knows.
I mean, Y'all should know me at this point.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for Shawn to call me the podcast princess. Like,
this isn't my show. This isn't my show, so I don't do the introduction. So Louis has to do that.
Hey, I'm not judging anybody. You be whoever you want to be. Form your own opinions. We're going to have a damn good show.
No, I'm actually legally bounded by contracts. Hello, Sam. The podcast princess is here. How are you?
I am good. I'm glad to be here because when Louis put the topics in our Discord, like he said, if you're not in our Patreon and you want to join our Discord, please do so because
Sam Plus.
Sam Plus, exactly. Facebook user, if you were coming to us from Walt's apartment behind the lamp, our Facebook group, go ahead and give StreamYard permission to use your picture and your name, please.
This is a bunch of shit, Louis. No, hey, hang on a second. This is a bunch of shit. We're sitting here. We start the show. There's like 6 people in here. All of a sudden, we have a guest, and it's Sam. Comments. Yay, Sam. Sam. Yay, it's Sam. Sam Plus. The podcast princess is ready to throw down. Sam's here.
Welcome.
Hey,
Sam all the fucking time.
That's what got Iger in trouble. So you better be careful, man.
Oh
so Louis put the topics in the chat in Discord, and I was like, I want to join tonight. You're talking alcohol and Iger hate. I am all for that right now. So let's go.
So Louis, I noticed Sam. So Tyler says Sam is the show.
Oh,
Thanks,
okay.
Tyler.
All right. So Louis, I noticed there wasn't a underrated, overrated. Did I miss that from something?
Oh, there is.
No, there is.
Like I said, I was back and forth with stuff today. You guys talk so much in all of our like 47 group chats we have. It's hard to sometimes follow.
We have some over, under, and just right. And
I've been practicing singing as well too. So make sure you watch Wednesday night to understand.
I was practicing singing too, but I found out I was singing the wrong damn song.
Mine kind of just took off. It was pretty easy. I'm like, okay, this will be easy. So
mine is going to be so easy.
Dude,
I honestly I actually voted for Sam to sing "Let It Go" because David loves that song and he would have totally appreciated that. But
it makes sense though that my mermaid self is singing "Part of Your World."
Yeah, we'll have to get that picture and put it up while you're singing.
Oh, the picture.
Dude, I was really hoping to sing Aristocats, that part where Marie
Dude,
comes.
I was all about it too.
I was gonna bring the kiddos in to sing that little part with me, and I mean now I got Billy Joel, and I'm sorry now.
I went to bed last night, and yours was 50-50 when I went to bed like at midnight. And it said 50-50 on Lewis. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll see what happens. I honestly thought you would get. Yeah, so since you're listening to that, we are doing our live show, our Chris Brown karaoke memorial special on Wednesday night. 5 of the hosts have graciously decided to put themselves out there, and we're going to sing some karaoke like Chris liked to do.
Well, hold on. Use caution now. You're saying put yourselves out there because some people might get excited listening to this. So be careful how you use those words.
Well, here's the deal. I have like 4 videos of Chris singing, so that will fill in for us. So, I figure we'll go back and forth. I got some great videos of him singing some great songs that we'll play, and we'll throw us in there as well. Luckily, the songs we sing are a lot shorter than the ones he sings, so you won't have to listen as long. But Louis will be singing "Why Should I Worry" from Oliver and Company, right?
Oliver and Company.
I can't wait. That's one of my favorite songs. I love that.
It won't be when I'm done with it.
Oh, come on. And then Sam is singing "Part of Your World" from Little Mermaid. I do have I forgot. I will send you guys your things tonight. So you have to practice with that. So we played it and sing stuff. But Amanda from Where in the Park will be singing "How Far I'll Go" from Moana. Joey will be singing "I Want to Be Like You." Which
I think he's got the best one.
Joey picked 2 songs where you basically talk, and I'm like, this was brilliant. What a great idea.
Did you not see my suggestion for them to do that in the chat?
Yeah, well, I picked "You've Got a Friend in Me" and "You're Welcome," and thank you all for voting for me to sing "You're Welcome" because I actually know the words of that song, so it'll be fun. We're gonna have a good time. I'm looking forward to it. Gonna have a fun time celebrating our buddy Chris, and without Chris, none of us would be here. So Louis, I didn't mean to hijack your show. Let's go,
bro. It's all good, man. It's all good.
I know.
Wednesday's gonna be a big one. So.
Season 4, baby.
Sam, so this is your first show. we have our first segment called Over Under Just Right. I give you guys a topic.
Can you hear me if I sit back here?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, and you're gonna let me know if it's overrated, underrated, or just right. We've done characters or movies in the past. We did attractions for the Disney 100 and their birthday, but this one we got Disney properties. So you're gonna tell me over under just right.
Oh shit! I do remember seeing this now. Okay. Damn.
And you're gonna tell me over under just right and why. Give us a little bio of why you have came to that decision.
Before we do that, can I do one of my Sam executive things?
Sure.
If you are watching on Facebook, could you go ahead and give us a like or a heart, please? We see more people watching the chat than we see reactions. So if you can do that, that'd be great.
Sam just came in like a QA with quality assurance. She's like, I'm going to be here and have fun, but y'all need to make sure you're running this the same way as Wednesdays. So
right,
we don't.
I just want to get all the 11s.
And then, all right. yeah, we're gonna have a whole new format for season 4 as well. We'll talk about that on.
So our first property, which is very ironic because we just did it. So Disney properties, Marvel, overrated, underrated, just right.
I'm gonna surprise you with this one.
Well, go ahead, ladies first.
Overrated.
Oh.
I completely agree with you.
It hurts me to say that it is overrated, but there have been and I'm going to blame it entirely on streaming. I'm going to say the Disney Plus shows have kind of watered down the content a little bit. And I love the Disney Plus shows and I love discussing them, but I'm going to say it's overrated, which hurts my heart so much.
It's okay. And Robin's on the same boat as you. Overrated, I agree. It does hurt. All right. Shawn?
I agree. It's overrated, and it is for the same reasons that Sam said, because Disney banked on Luke on Star Wars and Marvel to carry Disney Plus, so they saturated it with those, and it's not coming out in the. I wouldn't say the stuff's not good. It's just there's just so much of it at this point. You know what I mean? And I've always had a few problems with Marvel, and the fact is they had you. And I get there's all these different properties, these different parts of Marvel. You have this over here with Wakanda, and then you have this over here with like the Wanda situation, or this over here with. Okay, we'll talk about Deadpool situation, which are all going to probably be brought together eventually, but it doesn't sync. Nothing really syncs up. And if that makes sense, what I'm saying, like you get a one or Guardians, or you get like Guardians, which doesn't fit into the other stuff. So it's like you get excited about one thing, then it goes to the next thing. Like Guardians is here, so now we go to this, and I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think it's overrated. Sorry to say that. I do enjoy watching it, but
it would not be a good show if I didn't disagree with you guys.
Oh gosh!
And I'm gonna say just right.
Were you gonna agree with it? Were you gonna say overrated? So we shot.
No. I was on just right, and the reason being is because yes, recently there is a lot of miscommunication, loose ends, sloppy kind of style. But
that's what I mean. That's what I meant by what I said. It's like it goes from one thing and like Guardians just ended. Wakanda Forever ended. So when will we see Wakanda again? Like in 3 years? We're gonna come. You know, it's just weird.
I mean, there are some films coming that we're going to see everything at once.
Right. But
so they will.
But at the same time, I can't discredit what they did already. So for me, it's like a 50-50. But
so you're with Tyler.
In a few more shows or movies, it could lean one way or the other. But it's a very thin line right now. And right now, I'm gonna say just right. But they're holding on by a thread.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Our next one. And this is going to be an interesting one on your guys' views. Fox. We'll start with Shawn this time. Fox. Or 20th Century, it's now called.
Burn it to the ground. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
so overrated. It's overrated because, I mean, you paid $80 billion for it. And what have you really gotten for it except you put one of the biggest companies in the world in debt for a really long time. So I think it's overrated. We got Deadpool from that and a few other things, but what has bringing Fox to Disney really done for I don't know if you can sell it. I don't know if you can sell it because no, I don't think it wants.
Nothing.
It's really brought you nothing if you really think about it. Okay, we got Indiana Jones, which barely did well in the theater.
Well, no, Indiana came from Lucasfilms.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
So we didn't even get that.
We haven't even gotten there yet. We'll talk. I'm sure that's one of them too. But I think it's overrated. I think it shouldn't have been purchased.
Is Fox relevant anywhere
Mm-mm.
ever?
No.
Exactly.
Fox Sports.
I mean,
okay, but we also have ESPN, so
yeah, which I don't think we will for a while. Not we, they. I don't think we'll have ESPN for a long time. So that's.
I think Fox. I'll go next. I think Fox is overrated. And to answer some of the comments with selling it, they can't sell Fox because the fact
because nobody wants it.
For one, yeah.
Well, they're taking the prime cut of Fox, and they're willing to sell the scraps of it.
Yeah.
But the scraps are in it. It's like trying to buy Sony and say, we'll sell Sony, but we're keeping Spider-Man. There's nothing else under the Sony umbrella. So right now, the one piece of Fox that Disney's wanting is the Marvel properties, and there's some other small ones in there, but for the most part, it's the Marvel part. And
but it wasn't it wasn't sold to anyone that was the idea. The idea when it bought Fox was that Iger had this great idea that we're going to buy Fox and have all their properties as well on our amazing streaming platform that is billions and billions of dollars in debt every year that they're not making any money on.
I mean, you got Avatar as well, but I mean, there's not a whole lot in that market.
Who does that make happy, Joey?
Your guys' face is what I said. That was so Sam, Fox,
don't talk
overrated,
about my bestie
underrated.
Your bestie. Well, it's
overrated, severely overrated.
For sure.
Horrible purchase.
I feel like I'm going to create graphics. So when we all agree on overrated, underrated, or just right, we just slap a stamp on the screen.
Like a stamp. Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go.
The season 4 thing. We'll work on that.
Let's see how soft your hearts are on this one. Overrated, underrated, just right. Pixar.
Just right. Don't mess with Pixar.
No hesitation.
Don't mess with Pixar. Pixar's cute. You can't mess with Pixar.
Underrated because we haven't gotten enough from Pixar.
Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm sorry. It's underrated. I agree with Sam. I'm sorry. She's right. I got excited and there's not enough Pixar.
You're such a copycat.
I know.
I'm going overrated.
You get the fuck out of here.
I'm just saying. Like, some of those movies are good, but I mean, the Disney movies have like way more heart to them. Like the Pixar movies are kind of like, There's some good ones in there. There are some gems, but I don't think
Toy Story.
That's about it, really. I mean, there's a few.
That's all you need.
Yeah, you have Coco. Coco's Pixar, right?
Well, Coco's.
Yeah. Coco.
Coco's
you have
like the
Up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Up. The first 20 minutes of Up is really.
You got
good.
stupid Wall-E, so I mean, it does take a few points. Is Wall-E Pixar? It is, huh?
Yeah, Wall-E's Pixar. I think
Wall-E.
I think Pixar's overrated. I mean, it's good, but it's not as good as everyone is making it out to be. Like the second half of Pixar's.
Tyler's not wrong in that comment. He said that was 30 years ago when you were in diapers, Sam. That's. Jake Giroux says underrated. Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, no. All right. So we got 2 underrateds and 1 overrated. Next one. Here we go. Over, under, just right. Lucasfilms.
Just right.
That includes Star Wars, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Star Wars makes it just right. I think I agree with Sam again. Yeah, I mean if you're counting the other stuff, then, but yeah, it's all right. I mean, Mandalorian, Ahsoka's going to carry that this summer. I can't wait to get more Star Wars stuff out there. The Star Wars stuff is visually so cool to watch. I'm not gonna like watching Mandalorian. It's always like you're watching like a Star Wars movie every time it's on.
I agree. I'm just right because of Star Wars is carrying the weight of that company, and I feel like it's. I mean, Indiana, the last one, was fun. I think it needs to. I don't know. Industrial Light and Magic, yes, it's considered Lucasfilms.
So for me, Star Wars isn't as oversaturated as the Marvel market right now. So it's still holding at a just right level. But there are if they were to start knocking out Disney Plus shows as quickly as they've been doing it for Marvel, I think it would quickly become oversaturated. I mean, they get essentially the same amount of views, right, between the Marvel and Star Wars Disney Plus content.
Yeah.
Which is a statement in its own. Star Wars by itself, which is kind of a one timeline universe, is getting equal views to like 23 more than that now, 20 something films of Marvel. So to know that it's holding its own has got to be a statement to be said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he'd be the perfect person to have on this show about Marvel.
Yeah. So if anybody knows Martin Scorsese, just send them to us.
And then Bill asked, "Is ILM considered Lucasfilm?" It is, yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From my understanding, it is. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a universal company, but I think Lucasfilm is like the owner of it.
The films have sucked since the original trilogy of both Star Wars and Indiana Jones. That is not it's not a false statement, but Bill, I kind of don't agree. I kind of agree with you.
So CJ, they are great franchises, and that's the one. And just to address this comment, and I forgot to do the house rules that I usually do in the opening. We are not here to absolutely bash on anything. We are just sharing our opinions, our feedback.
Just each other.
Yeah, with each other. We want to see Disney be the best Disney they can be. So we're not bashing on anything or trying to destroy anything. We are just sharing opinions. If Disney and all these properties come out on top and just give us the storytelling they want to give us, we're going to be stoked. We may not like stuff. We may like stuff. But for the most part, we're just here sharing our opinions. Oh, man.
Here's a question. You going to put that up there?
Yep. Here we go. Wait, wrong one.
Sam, overrated, underrated, or just right?
Y'all better watch yourselves.
Yeah. It's just dead air. It's fucking dead air.
It could be awkward on any of those answers. All right.
We know someone you can ask, Lewis, who would say it.
Tyler said that is George.
Hi, George.
Jake Jeru says highly underrated.
Thanks, Jake.
James says underrated.
As long as one name doesn't pop out there, it's still going to be a good show.
Facebook user loves Sam. I think that
Love
is
you
George.
too, George.
I will say Sam is just right.
Thanks.
It wasn't awkward or anything. It was fucking like Lou.
Lewis can't tell me he loves me.
I mean, first, that's a bit extensive. I'm not. Yeah. Next one. So,
what's your answer?
I don't know, man.
He's not answering.
Based on how we started this show and now we're here,
Bill says Sam is just right.
Bill, that's enough, sir.
Yeah. I'll answer that
So she starts talking about Aquaman, Marvel Aquaman, then overrated. Fair enough,
Tyler.
Let me have
more love.
No, wait a second, Louis.
Bro.
Answer the question.
We need to move on. The way
we got plenty of time, dude. Hour and a half is our timeline. Answer the question. Everyone else has?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's already awkward. Like, I'm sitting here stuttering now.
It's more awkward that you're not answering.
The message you hit me with in the beginning, I need to just move on.
It's more awkward that you're not answering.
I'm not.
There was a message I wasn't included in?
Oh, my gosh. See, now, yes, there was. We'll explain it all after. All right, here we go. You guys ready for the last one? Look at Sean. Sean's like highly anticipating this.
No, I'm just reading the... Let's see. Let me see what this says. Well, anyway, I think it'd be better if Disney Studios to have a license permission for equal rights for Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir and Pneumonia movies to be streamed on Disney Plus and Netflix on the Disney Bundle streaming service apps.
I think that the Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir are actually already owned by a different company, aren't they? I know my daughter reads those books, but I don't think that Disney has rights to them.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, wait. Are we doing a Walt's Office after this? Because I would low-key be down for that.
Okay.
I'm down, but no.
Anyway, we have to move on because Lewis is completely embarrassed now and won't answer the question. And we have... Come on, Louis. Get in touch with your feelings.
I'm not a feeling person. I mean,
Appreciate you.
we've obviously
Appreciate you,
learned that.
Lou. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Oh man, I'm all red on the screen.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
All right,
So
let's
this is
go.
how we're starting off. All right. So topic number 1.
Wait, you skipped. Was that all of the things?
Right?
Underrated, overrated?
Did we do 5? No, we did not. I lied.
Okay.
All right. Overrated, underrated, just right. ESPN.
Overrated.
Overrated.
We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose.
Thanks, CJ.
Sometimes I would rather be running the show, so I don't look at the comments as much. He's not going to, Tyler, so don't worry about it.
Oh man, see, this is where it's going.
ESPN.
Aren't you so glad you let me come on tonight?
I think we're
Les?
going to lose. I think we're going to lose ESPN, and
I
I think
agree.
Bob Iger made that very clear in his.
And
comments.
I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, I like ESPN. I like watching football. I like getting.
Yeah, but I don't
sports
think
news.
Disney needs to own it.
I don't. Yeah, it's overrated. In terms of being Disney, it's overrated. It doesn't need to be
Agree.
part of Disney.
Exactly. I'd rather
Get some of that Fox money back and sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sell it to Fox or sell it to, I guess who else would there really be? There'd be just one of the or create your own new sports company.
Sell it to Mark Cuban.
Oh shit!
He'd buy it. I see. I'm
Yeah,
the
he
opposite. I think it's underrated, and I don't see Disney selling it. I see Disney because if they sell, they're probably gonna do it for like stocks like that. They're
Well.
gonna license it out and let others use it, but I don't think they'll ever. Bob Iger doesn't seem the type that's gonna sell stuff to make a profit. He's gonna try to like swindle it to make more money. So like, hey, you can license this and use the name, and we're making money off that.
Well, I can't wait for our next topic then.
Is our next topic Iger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because y'all were so excited, he's coming back. Woo!
Hey, hold on.
Bob Iger's back to save the day.
Oh, stop it.
Woo! Bob Iger's here. Thank
Not
the Lord.
it.
Bob Iger's here.
Not it.
Find the episode where we were like that. I'd love to rewatch that because
I want to find the chat where y'all. Thank God he's back. Oh,
No.
thank God Bob Iger's back.
Hold on. I will agree.
Bob Iger left the company in debt. Sorry, Bob. Paycheck, Chapek, whatever his name is. Here you go, buddy. Deal with COVID and our freaking.
Hey,
you got me fired up, and we haven't talked about the topic yet.
So
let's
calm
just jump
down.
into it then.
Disney's not overrated, and let's not forget about that man show. Disney Studios respect Shawn Williams. Yeah,
Yeah. We all love Shawn.
yeah. How could you not? Let's ask that question. Shawn, overrated, underrated, or just right?
Just right.
Good answer.
You're our Nick Fury.
Oh, come on. Better than Paycheck, though.
I mean,
who was Iger? That's debatable. That's debatable.
Let's debate it right now.
That's
Let's
debatable
go.
at this
I'm
point.
ready for this conversation.
That's debatable at this
All
point.
right, let's debate it then. All right, so
All right.
I'll be the first one to say it. When I first heard
Thank
it
you, Jamie.
over a Paycheck, I was stoked about it. But you can go to the episode. I still said it was a bad move for Disney to bring him back because it was a horrible red flag to the company. But him over Chapek was a way better move. And guess what? He got the cards dealt against him just like COVID. I mean, he walked into the whole Florida thing that was started by Chapek. Yes, you can go, he said this behind the scenes. We don't actually know because it's just hearsay. But he walked into the whole Florida Reedy Creek thing as soon as he jumped in. That was already on the plate. So the lesser of two problems, I mean, he got the worst problem because he's got people that are mad at him for that. Now, Iger last 3 months, absolutely garbage. And we said this before even the whole political thing. He's forgetting the storytelling of it. Like, it's not – he's literally turned into Chapek. He really has.
Except for Chapek, when he put his foot in his mouth, pulled it out at some point and gave a public apology, and Iger still has his foot in his fucking mouth.
Yep,
Pardon
absolutely.
my French.
No, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, all the people that are signing off on his check are doing this to him.
Well, I mean, let's break this down because when Iger first came back, I was like, I was like, okay, whatever. Bob Chapek's the scapegoat, blah, blah, blah. Then I started turning around because I saw how Iger was handling the Reedy Creek. I thought he was being a badass the way he was handling that and saying kind of F you, DeSantis, because you're not doing anything to us. We're bigger than you. You got nothing. The whole thing with DeSantis coming up saying, hey, we're going to take over this. And then no one caught the fact that Disney put in front, like they're supposed to follow the rules and put the thing out there. And basically took it back over and then pulled the whole Prince Charles thing, all that stuff. Bob Iger, great. Bob Iger, like Louis said, the last 3 months, I don't know, handling the strike thing. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. But the handling of, it's funny because me and Louis went back and forth for a while before even Undisputed and talked about this. The fact that he sent me a video. And it showed what actually Iger left Bob Chapek with. Mm-hmm. Bob Iger basically just started Disney Plus, like the year before. I want to make sure my timeline is right. Literally in 2019, I believe, is when Disney Plus started. 3 months later, in February, see ya. I left you with this huge ass debt of Fox that we bought because it's going to save our streaming platform. And then I'm still not convinced that Iger didn't want to deal with COVID and knew that COVID was coming. Bob Iger was on the California board of making decisions for COVID, of how they're going to handle it. He was hand in hand with Gavin Newsom trying to figure out, what do we do? How do we do this? Because Newsom had asked him to. But then it burns in my head that the day Bob Chapek was announced as the CEO, they were sitting at the Walt Disney Studios. Someone asked him about COVID, and he says, it's just a speed bump. We'll get through it. I think way more was a month later, Disneyland closes for over a year, blah, blah, blah. But he left, and then he leaves. He leaves and doesn't even really leave for like another year. He stays around for another year, undermining everything Chapek is doing. That's like my boss. That's like if my boss was to say, okay, I'm going to quit, but I'm going to go sit in my office and watch and just tell everyone, hey, that's a bad deal. That's a bad deal. I'm watching the show Suits right now, which is like this legal law show. And it reminds me so much of that situation because this one person who sits here and doesn't want to get their hands dirty, but behind the scenes, they have no problem doing that to every single person, saying, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay because
Chapek got screwed.
I don't. Okay, he got screwed, but at the same time,
that's all I need to hear you say. Thank you.
But I'll give you that he got screwed. But at the same time, if someone screws me over, I'm gonna do what I can to. All right, fool me once, shame on you. But what did he do? What did Chapek do to get himself out of this hole? Not a damn thing. Like nothing.
Tyler's comment, he was still on the board and had people to answer to fix paycheck changes. What changes?
First off,
no, answer my question. What changes did Bob Chapek, is his name, did he make that are affecting the company today?
What changes did he not make that are affecting the company today?
What should
he
have done?
Wait, there's no CEO who.
Which was okay? The Star Wars Hotel was designed before Bob Iger left.
Shawn. If someone picked out your outfit, right? They picked out your outfit to wear, right? You're about to walk out the door. You know that tie doesn't work with that shirt. Let's change it now. Chapek didn't do that. Yes.
Yeah, but Shawn doesn't need permission to change his tie.
No.
Chapek needed permission to make any moves.
But
Iger actually needs less permission, and Iger is a much less he plays like he's a more personable CEO, but he's not. Guess what? You email Chapek, you might actually get a response. You email Iger, he's ignoring you.
He didn't respond to my email because I actually emailed him like a year ago.
Chapek used to respond to mine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a far-fetched. I mean, it could be his assistant answering back for all we know.
No,
I mean, and I'm sure
personal
Chapek's email is not getting blown up as much as Iger's is either.
The day after you become CEO?
Yeah, I'm sure it's getting blown up quite a lot.
Facebook user, how come Chapek has never came out and tell his side of the story? Because he had no idea what he was doing. Because they paid him $25 million to leave. I'd be like, okay, see ya. Bye. 25. Okay, I would take that money. You fucked me for 2 years. I'm not just apologist.
Okay, but a lot
Chapek,
of those things. Okay, so the price hikes and the reservation system, those were COVID related.
Yep.
That was trying to navigate loss of income in the parks and a number of guests coming to the park at the same time. And
you're going to talk about
managing national and local protocols. He had to do that.
We did see it.
You want to see where he said price hikes, reservation system isn't going anywhere. And if that was everyone's biggest thing when Iger came back. Oh my gosh, get rid of the reservation system. And Sam, you're right. It started because of COVID.
And they're like, wait a minute, it was literally local restrictions.
They're like, wait a minute, this is a great idea. Now we can look at this and we can control everything by having a reservation system.
Okay.
Why not change it if Iger's the big hero and could come in and save everything? I saw someone he said that the prices are too high. Yep. Iger said the prices are then fucking do something about it. Don't say
he's not done anything.
He's not done a damn thing.
Hold on. He has done something.
What?
Guess what? Annual passes right now are being renewed, or magic keys, I guess you're called. Those are being renewed. And normally before the renewal date, we usually get a price hike. Did anybody get a price hike this year? No, there wasn't one. So yes, he didn't lower them, but people are renewing their magic keys right now. And guess what? There was no price hike.
But you can't say Chapek wouldn't have made that same decision.
You don't, because nobody knows.
Chapek raised prices during the pandemic. He would have done that.
At our weakest point, to make up for losses. Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm not completely sympathizing with Chapek. He did.
I'm not either. I don't like. I think yeah.
But my thing.
And James says what James just said. The year's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but legally they're not going to do it because right now, if they were to do that, the magic keys, it would be in a lawsuit again. If they were to sit there and let people renew and then raise it, they would be in a lot of heat. So they're going to wait till their fiscal year's over if they do that.
Because you know what? He already put himself in a lot of heat. He is literally standing in boiling hot water.
And I want to touch on that. He is standing in boiling hot water, but at the same time, he's standing in boiling hot water on a lot of topics that, for one, the whole writer's strike one. I'm going to touch on that a little bit because right now, that entire interview is being pulled apart piece by piece. And the segment that everyone likes to quote, if you watch for another 60 seconds more, he says, I feel what they're doing. I understand what they're doing.
Then put your money where your mouth is and take less of a salary.
But he can't. Or with that, yes, he can. But he can't put money where his mouth is.
But he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the average worker. He doesn't care about his own workers. He's greedy.
And I won't disagree with that. But if we're going to put the target on his
back, did Chapek ever make $65 million a year? No, not even close. Not even a third of that he made.
And then literally
$22 million was his salary.
To blame it on Marvel and Star Wars on top of it. Yeah. Blame it on Marvel and Star Wars on top of it. He needs to be kicked so far.
Hold on. Blame Star Wars and Marvel. I mean, we just said it ourselves. Star Wars and Marvel are overrated. Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige have little control over that. And it's been handed back to them. And what have they done differently? I mean, that's not solely on him. The storytelling was.
Because I'm assuming this is George, and I would have disagreed with you like 6 months ago about this, but I kind of understand what you're saying. When will we sell The Biggest Loser, Disney Plus, created by Bob Iger, just so everyone understands? This shit is killing the company. As a business owner, if I have a loser, I dump it. Would you keep a money-sucking part of your company? No.
That is definitely George.
It's such a good point, George. It is, George. And that's such a good point.
But Disney Plus, when it was first pitched, was supposed to be just the key to the vault. Mm-hmm. What really killed them is saying, hey, and we're now seeing it, you could see it on everywhere else, they're now redoing it again, is pulling all of their content off of Netflix, Amazon, all that stuff, where you could have watched it for paying those subscriptions and doing the licensing fee. They pulled it all on there. We're now seeing it trickle back on there because they realized, why did we do that? Disney Plus Disney Plus would have sold without mainstream content, without The Mandalorian on there originally. You could have released it on Netflix, got the revenue from there, and then put Disney Plus and leave Disney Plus as the vault library. Leave it at that. But right now they're cutting themselves checks. They're taking $20 out of the left pocket and putting it right back in the right pocket. They still only have $20. And that's the problem with Disney Plus. Disney Plus doesn't need to be go away. It just needs to be remodeled and give the licensing or put licensing back out there for other companies.
And they are doing that now. Like right now you can get the Little Mermaid live action on Amazon.
Yep.
But I like James' question there. Okay, so who do we get? I have an answer.
For CEO?
Yeah.
I can't even think about that right now. I don't know.
Josh D'Amaro.
Why?
No.
Because
I love Josh D'Amaro actually.
Because he actually has heart, and he actually cares about guest experience.
Okay, that's fair.
And he's not afraid. He's not afraid to walk through the park and be with the commoners.
I mean,
I will give you that. I will give you that.
If you can't experience the park as a guest, you don't deserve to be.
I remember seeing during COVID, Josh D'Amaro was the one out there. He was the face out there telling the employees at Disneyland, "I'm sorry that this is happening, and you have to. And we're letting all these people go." When they're doing, okay. I mean,
but we've seen Iger on the parks too right now
with Josh D'Amaro.
He's still in the parks,
right? Yeah.
When did you see Chepe in the parks?
Yeah,
he ran on the
sometimes. I mean, there wasn't a lot, but you'd see it every now and then. I think I saw one. I think I saw one post. He was walking through the park on his phone and said, "Oh, and someone made the comment, oh, there he goes to ruin something."
But okay, well, let me take it back a second. Take it back a second because Walt was the same way in the parks. I've done Imagineer interviews where they said Walt wouldn't stop to talk to guests because he was so busy. He would keep his head down and not make eye contact as he made his way through the parks. If somebody caught his attention, he would stop for a quick second and be like, "I really got to go." But I mean, I guess they really are busy. They are incredibly busy.
They're not there just to hang out and visit. But I mean, if they can, whatever, that's fine. But someone says Josh is being groomed. He probably is being groomed.
I just don't like that word.
I don't think Josh is the next one up, and I think that's why they extended it. They know that he's not the next one up.
Kim said that yes, Amanda met Josh and had to call Bob over to take a photo. Josh is a person of the people, that's for sure. Bob Chapek was not. Bob
but
Iger.
That's what we need.
I don't disagree with you there.
I won't disagree with that either. We do need a person for the people, but at the same time, we also have to see someone that's looking at how do I fix this. What we need is someone, and give me a second to finish this. We need someone like Iger the first 10 years of his thing.
Exactly. Fair enough.
And for that, I really think you need to pick somebody that is not on the Disney ladder. And you need to shop outside.
They need me, is what you're saying.
I think we had this discussion in our.
So done with me right now.
We had a discussion in our chat a while back, and I think it might have been Discord. Someone asked, and who was it? And I think the perfect mix of two people would be Eisner and I cannot think and Frank Wells. The mixture of Eisner, I don't care what anyone says about Eisner, and he doesn't get a good look on the Imagineering story and all that stuff.
I like Michael Eisner.
He did so much for the company. If you really want to think about it, I mean,
look and
added 7 theme parks while he was in. Who else has done that?
Hold on. Okay.
No, let me finish.
All right.
You add Michael Eisner, someone like that. So you go that interview they did with Iger a couple weeks ago when everything happened, and he went back and talked about Shanghai. Shanghai is all that Bob Iger has really done is create Shanghai. Great park, great. Eisner did DCA, did I believe, right? Yeah, did California Adventure.
Okay, if you want me to be completely honest,
did
the Imagineers that did Shanghai get all the glory, and
absolutely
Iger can suck it.
Well, but that's just funny that the first
Josh Stedman, if you're listening, it was all you, bud.
No, actually, not even her. It's not even him. The lady, I can't think of her name right now. She got the Legends Award at D23. the lady that's featured in the Imagineering story, the Asian lady. I can't think of her name right now, but she was the one that ran it and did it. I mean, Lewis is frustrated up there. I can see.
Oh, I am. I'm
He's
giving
like, Sam is never coming on this show again.
No, I'm liking it. But
what we need is Michael Iger. Okay, that's actually a really good statement because Iger has some good things. Sammy, I just sent a picture. Sammy, I just sent you a pic of Chapek in the park.
Gosh, okay.
Any CEO will be there for the board and the stockholders.
He sent me a picture of Chris Alardi.
DCA did suck when it first opened, but at least it was done. It was something to. They need a Walt and Roy duo. You'll never get that again, because. Wait a minute. What? That's a whole nother topic we had a couple weeks ago. That
we can have a Walt and Roy.
No, you can't.
Waltz.
You won't.
Oh, don't get him fucking started, Sam.
You won't.
This guy,
you won't.
For someone that believes in Walt and imagination, there's no imagination. Right? That's right there.
Point the wrong way. What are you pointing at over there?
That's you.
You're still pointing the wrong way. I'm over here.
Yeah. Wait. So you're on this side of me?
There you go.
It's weird because you're on that side of me. Yeah. Anyway, are you done? Because I'm about to get in on this.
Oh, am I done? Well, yeah. Sure, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. You can take Michael Eisner and his 7 bullshit-ass parks that you want to give him credit for. Because remember Hollywood Studios? The backlot buildings and guests are just going to get it. What about Pixar? Okay. Pixar, boom. Has been working for Disney except more recently. Okay. The acquisition of Marvel, the first billions of dollars it brought in. So, yes, parks-wise, Iger doesn't have a whole lot on his belt. But at the same time, the only place that has really given Iger a chance to flex the park muscle has been Shanghai, Tokyo, those areas. Here in the States, no, they want nothing to fucking do with that. His hands are tied. Anytime he has to remodel his own parks. So, at Eisner, just like Iger, his first handful of years, solid. After that, he started just pissing away money. Who does that sound like? Iger. What we need to do is instate some type of George Washington bill and say, hey, you can't be CEO for more than 8 years. Because after that, you start rotting.
You start fucking shit up.
It did. Eisner, I mean,
it's actually a good idea.
DCA 1.0 was straight trash. Iger had to come fix that. The cruise lines had to be, we're ordering more ships. We're going to double down on that because it was working.
I don't even give him 8. Let's give him 6.
I mean, 6 is a weird number to give somebody, but all right. I mean, let's go 7. Paris had to be remodeled and changed because it was built too expensive and built like they knew they're doing. Hong Kong, their park was remodeled.
So you're saying Michael Eisner took too many risks?
I don't want to say took too many risks. I think after Frank's Wells pass, he just started saying, yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, we're doing that. And really put no.
So let me understand. So trying to do stuff that would appeal to more people across the world is a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but it doesn't make you money. Hence Snow White and the magical creatures.
Okay.
But isn't that are we even confirmed that that's for sure what's happening?
I mean, they're definitely not going to be sticking to the storyline. I mean, and I'm not trying to get crazy on this, but taking the foundation of this conversation was taking chances to do something. Okay. And I get we are trying to be culturally sound, but Snow White's name, skin white as snow, part of the story, not about race. Dwarfs were about the mythical creature in that era, not about what we slang as dwarfs. So therefore, why change it if it was nothing about culture? It was about the fantasy side of stories. Why are we relating that to today's society? If it was about fantasy is not real. It's the idea of fantasy. Okay. And so for me, why we're taking chances, which I'm all for. They're obviously not working. I mean, and it's for multiple reasons. We don't know the real reason on why it's not working. Hence, Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion had no type of cultural change or so like that, but it's not doing so hot. So we really don't know.
I already explained that to you today.
I don't think it's that. I don't think that's a really low number if it's just that. Suicide Squad did great, and he's in there.
Things have just been revealed.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I think a lot more has to do that because of what's going on in the movie world right now. That might definitely.
I agree. I think that's part of it as well. With that said, Michael Eisner never had to deal with podcasts and social media. If he made a bad move or something people disagreed with.
It's a valid point.
Yeah.
But George, we are here to serve those needs now.
And then also social media is restraining the creativity of the Imagineers if they put something out and it gets shot down.
Which is why we typically try to remain positive on topics.
And my thing with this, and I'm not going to sit here and completely bash Bob Iger, but for people to say that everything that went wrong during the COVID time was Bob Chapek's fault is absolutely insane, because Bob Iger was still behind the scenes, pulling the strings of the people, telling them, I can't believe he's doing that. Can you believe he's doing that? And he's been back for almost a year. If Bob Iger is this big damn savior, step in and do something, change the prices, lower the prices.
Take less money as CEO. He gets paid so much money that it's disgusting.
The one thing I agree with that they've done, I do like the restructuring of the company. I think it's a smart idea, and it's a way to get them out of certain situations. You have sports, which is going to go away. I mean, I honestly, I think you're going to sport. You have the parks, which carries the whole damn company. Let's be real with this.
But they are also hurting right now
because of Bob Haycheck, right? Because he had made a reservation system.
No,
according to our people in the comments, that's the reservation systems and the price hikes.
Shawn, don't come for her.
But that's what I'm saying. Everyone is on Bob Iger's side here, and I think people should. I don't even get me going about Abigail Disney, because I made a comment the other day. She made a comment the other day saying that how can someone make $65 million not care about anything? You're worth $140 million, lady. So
and
if
you literally walked away
and you literally do nothing because your grandfather, your last name is Disney.
He's going.
I'm fired up, man. Unpopular. I like Jennifer. That's not unpopular. I agree with you. I think the reservation system is great. But I've never not been able to get a reservation when I tried to get one. I don't know as much as many people. He price hiked when the parks were closed.
He was planning for them to reopen after a pandemic. Like it's not the best call.
But I think the reservation system, is an okay system. But right now, I think what they're about to do in Florida easing it up, they're not getting rid of the reservation system, but they're easing it up. How after certain hours you can go whenever you want. I think that part is, in a way, hurting Disney, because now people are like, oh, fuck, I don't think. When you go out to eat, if you go out to eat right now, and it's a place with a reservation or a place just to drop in and go, you're just going to drop in and go because it's just drop in and go. Disney needs to scale back the reservation system. I do not think they need to get rid of them completely, because it does help manage the park. But I think having a reservation system on a Tuesday afternoon, for what? They're not even busy already. Like, you can lighten it up. That's the idea of the Flex Pass, because everyone's like, oh, reservations were coming. For one pass, because guess what? It's like that jar where you put the big rocks, the smaller rocks, and the sand. The Flex Pass was the sand to fill in every nook and cranny of open space at a cheaper price. That's where the reservations work. Right now, I had to make a reservation, and hopefully it's like, never mind, I'll go somewhere else. I think the reservation system needs to be lightened. I don't think it needs to be as strict as it is, because, yes, reservations are available, but guess what? If those are available and no one's going, there's something in the pipeline that's clogging it where I don't even want to bother with it. Like, I really think reservations are putting a weight on the parks. And I think on August 9th, when that quarterly call comes, I think we're going to have different numbers for the parks. I really do.
But as far as what Tyler is saying, everything costs more after the pandemic, Tyler.
Yep. I'm not, and then not to, Tyler, just to go into, I'll go into my business that I do. Y'all know what I do. So before COVID, You could negotiate the price of a car. I'm not going to lie. Since COVID, you can't because there's no supply there. Supply, I mean, domain. I'm trying to, how would I word this? If you don't have as much supply, it's going to create a higher demand. So people aren't going to argue, and they're going to pay what they're going to pay. So, and it's a very shady thing to say.
It is. It
but
is
this is still. Let's all be real. Disney number one is still a business.
It is. And like when your parks have just been closed for a year and people are so desperate to get back into the parks, so they're going to pay. Is it ethical? No. Is it a smart business move? Unfortunately, yes.
Yep. And that's what it all comes down to is business.
So, okay, with that, why is what Iger doing bad?
He's not doing anything. What do you mean? What's he doing?
He's being a jerk.
I mean,
what is he doing? He hasn't done. He's been back for almost a year now and has done really nothing. He shut down Ron DeSantis and said that we need to bring back the magic. And this is your biggest thing. You always talk about the magic. Where is the magic? No, Bob Iger is this savior that was going to come in and save this company because Chapek was so bad and did all these bad things. So what has Iger done?
So let me give a little more wording on it, because right now he's the bad guy in this writer's strike and all that.
And that's
he made himself the face of it.
He said something stupid. And like Louis said, I've watched the whole thing. You're absolutely right. Watch the whole thing in context. It was taken out of context. No one cares about that kind of stuff, about being out of context. I agree with you, Louis, on that part.
But like if it's about business, why is he the bad guy? I shared this
because honestly, here's my stance on that. If you are not in support of those striking, you shut your mouth about it.
Okay. I mean, where were the strikers?
Unless he's willing to come up with a solution to the problem. But if you're just flapping your lips and not actually coming up with a solution, and make yourself sound like the bad guy, you deserve all the heat for that.
I can come up with a solution, and if you don't like it, I'm still the bad guy.
What solution has he come up with?
Nothing.
We don't know. I mean, we're not sitting in those conversations.
He's had plenty of time to come out and say he's come up with a solution. No, he's standing there looking like the bad guy, letting himself look like the bad guy.
So why are you jumping down Iger's throat if he's running a business? I'm jumping down Iger's throat because maybe it's not even more based on him. It's the perception everyone has of him that he's this savior, and he's not a savior. He's done nothing different than any other business person would do. So I understand. I totally get what you're asking, Tyler, and I may have worded it wrong, but he is just he came in at a time. Chapek had no solutions other than price hike.
He at least did something other than
as a businessman. I think Iger's doing what he should be doing as a storyteller.
You think he should be hiring AI?
Don't get me started on that. If it's cheaper for him, I mean, everyone gets mad when McDonald's workers wants more money, but they're okay paying a machine. Car factory workers that built cars got turned over for machines. No one said anything then. Animators I shared in our chat room. People that hand drawn got replaced by people using computers. So,
but that's an issue in society.
We don't want technology to take our jobs, but we want technology to make our lives easier.
Technology should only be used as a tool for everyone to do their jobs. It should never replace a job.
Well, then next time you go to the next
people depend on jobs for their livelihood.
Well, the next time you go to McDonald's and you see 15 electric kiosks and one employee working.
Is that how it is down there? Because that's
not how it is. That's not how it is.
The one right across the street from Disneyland has like 12 electric kiosks.
Oh, I didn't know that. I go into.
And I get it.
I mean, honestly,
I live in a lot smaller area than I used to.
Yeah, so do I. I don't want to put my order in.
AI as a tool, I agree 200%. But at the same time, too, if AI is going to be cheaper, and if we're looking at a business profit standpoint, if AI is cheaper and going to make my profits go up as a business person, I feel like that's basic math for them.
Okay, so then that's a society issue, and we need to all stop using it. Don't go to the kiosk, go to the cashier.
Exactly. So, but that's on but we're also all on the opposite end saying, no, that's not morally right. But if I'm making my billions I don't want no. Bring in
Well,
AI.
that's
It's
the
cheaper.
issue is that there are people making billions while people can't even make a minimum wage.
And that is the issue. But I think that's the bigger issue, and it's not just in media. But again, media is feeding media right now. I mean, how many of us actually watch the news, or we just read the Facebook headline and like, yeah, dude, that was not right. It's like, did you read the article? So for me, I think Bob Iger as a business person is doing what he's doing as a business person. But I think Bob Iger as the CEO of Disney, which is storytelling makes the revenue, is doing horrible.
That's fair.
I agree. Yes, Iger should understand the magic and the history of the people creating Disney. That's true. But he's in a crossfire. We want the history and the magic of Disney. The stockholders want the history and magic of green. I mean, which way do you go?
So maybe this is what needs to happen. So I am of the belief that all politicians should not be politicians anymore, and we need to have normal people who live in the real world be politicians now. Maybe we should see a Disney CEO who is outside of the company.
Yeah. So I think we beat the Iger Chapek thing to death. So I mean, we can continue this, or we can talk about alcohol, which is a more exciting.
In that,
Hey, what we all probably want and need right now.
Well, I'm already taken care of.
I do love this show, and I love the fact that we come up with this stuff. And Sam kind of called me out if I was disrespectful to any of our people making comments. I do apologize for that. That wasn't my intention at all. But
I mean,
yeah, I apologize for that. So it's just, I don't know.
Sorry.
No, I mean, the common denominator of this show is we're not bashing anybody to, because they suck or we don't like them or so that. We just don't like what you're doing. And I don't think anybody in this show can walk up to anybody in the real world. Maybe you have some people, but for the most part, nobody hates or is talking about those people or that person or that person. It's just about the actions. We're not a fan of the action.
For sure.
No,
So, and right now, Disney as a whole, their actions are a little all over the place.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And it's funny you mentioned that, and we're not going to get into the whole woke thing because that's a whole nother topic. But
actually, you can listen to
I had somebody ask me about that today.
I sit down in my office. I'm in Southern Oregon, and I have people come in here in my office. My office is not your typical finance manager's office. It's all Disney stuff. And I had a guy a couple weeks ago sit down, and he goes, "Disney fan?" And I look up at him, and I'm like looking around, and his wife's like, "What do you think?" Because I have Disney tattoos. And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "What do you think about all this woke shit they're doing right now?" And all I said was, "I think that's not a topic that needs to be discussed right here." And I just stepped over it because that's just
send it my way. I'll talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that, So
that's a disology topic.
Oh, for sure. It's a topic that goes on and on and on.
We touched on
lamb chop. This song that never ends.
Undisputed. We touched on it here. Episode 3, I think it was.
We did. We talked about it in our chat today. Everyone's getting upset about the word woke, and it's. I don't even want to get into that right now, but it's a whole other thing.
So
I appreciate you, Tyler, and I love you. And just so you know, I felt like I attacked you, and Sam kind of pointed out to me. So I do apologize for that. I just there one person didn't do all of this. Let's just all understand that. It wasn't Iger. It wasn't Chapek. There's a lot of people that have to vote on these things. I'm sure one person can't say, "Hey, we're raising the prices. Deal with it." I'm sure it's got to go through channels. I'm sure Josh Giamaro didn't fight it, saying, "You mean my park's going to make more money? Cool, let's go."
So CJ, I want to address CJ's comment really quick. He's like, "Why don't you just send this information to people in the parks because they don't listen to the fans?"
No.
It's a money game.
It is. It's all money. It's all comes down to money.
Fans let it go. They would have said let it go to Frozen a long time ago. They listen to fans.
Yeah. Like Robin says, "Hey, Louis, but Iger also needs to understand the magic and history of people creating at Disney." Absolutely. And that's what this all comes back to. Everyone always says, Walt would want this. Well, no one knows what the hell Walt would want this in these days. And that's going to get into that's going to get into. Yeah.
Are you sick?
I don't think anyone can say the Walt would roll over in his grave.
Oh,
no one can ever say that. And then our topic 2 weeks ago when someone said that there will be another part. What was it? How was it worded, Louis? I got really upset.
We need to find another Walt.
You won't.
Okay.
You never will.
So, but CJ, again, as far as coming up with solutions, we sit here all the time. We talk constantly, us and the rest of the Waltz apartment team. We talk constantly about solutions and our ideas. But the thing is, we don't also have all of the information. We don't have all the big pictures. So the things that we think are practical and that would work, we don't know that we'd do any better in those CEO positions, but we are at least having ideas and at least considering trying things. So we do have ideas. We do think about solutions. It's just they don't. Sure. Disney doesn't want our solutions. They don't want
George said. Now, if we find out all the money's being saved up for a fifth gate at Disney World, I'm in. I don't even go to Disney World, and I would be happy for y'all if you got a fifth
Villains
gate.
Park.
Because you got the space for it. We know, whatever. We still need to forward to go ahead. So,
and hold on, real quick. Last thing on this. And not only that, if Walt was here today, I'm going to have to piss Shawn off. If Walt was here today, Walt Disney World would be his favorite park.
You're out
of Disneyland wouldn't be.
You're out of your mind.
Dude,
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I think so.
You're out of your mind.
I'll come, Jen.
He says it about Snow White. His theory is it's always something moving, growing. Walt Disney World would be his new favorite park.
Okay, I'll take a different approach to this. It might be his favorite park because he would take in everything he did at Disneyland.
I'm going to disagree
and fix it and fix whatever he said was wrong.
I'm going to say it would be Disney Sea because they have the best storytelling.
Oh no!
Wait, that's our isn't that our seventh podcast coming out? The Disney Sea podcast?
Oh no, not Disney Sea. We're actually Society of Explorers and Adventurers, which is
that's the eighth one.
Eighth.
Because I have the seventh.
We're not supposed to tell people about it though. So, in case you were wondering, we're talking about starting a Society of Explorers and Adventurers.
We have been for a year.
Yeah, but we haven't announced it to fans yet.
All right.
Gosh.
No one listens to this show.
James said I'm wrong. James.
No one. Did you say no one listens to this show? This is our most listened to show.
James. When you get a new pair of shoes, you like your new shoes, right? You get a new car, you like your new car. Walt gets a new park, he's gonna like his new park more. Just saying. He left Snow White. Bro.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I know you won't say it back, but you're wrong.
No, I'm not. George, look at Snow White.
George, I agree with George about Epcot though.
Hey.
Oh hell yeah. No. Oh God. And in the Imagineering story, God, it's gonna be a long ass show. And I said this year we're not gonna have long shows.
It's still season 3, but
it's still season 3. So you are correct. George is 100%. When they said in the Imagineering story that once they realized what are we gonna do about Epcot, don't do it. If it's there was no golf ball in Walt's design of Epcot or what it was supposed to be.
But I love Epcot.
And that's what I hear. And that's what I hear. I've never been to Epcot, and I've heard it's amazing and great. But George is 100% right. Walt would be like, there's no fucking way this is going to happen.
You know why I love Epcot?
Because it has alcohol?
It has alcohol. So if you want to talk about the alcohol cut?
Yeah. Let's go. All right. Let's go. We'll fade into that. You know what? We're going to do an episode. What would Walt do if he wasn't in his grave? That's what we're going to do.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
Get your thing back put in.
He would drink a lot.
Yeah.
So, all right. So our final topic is recently it was announced that at Disneyland there is going to be some new places serving alcohol in the Disneyland park.
Pretty much anywhere you can sit down.
One of those being the Carnation Cafe. Now, full disclosure, we have been hashing this out in the conversations a lot. My view has slightly changed, but the one part that has not changed is I disagree with alcohol being on Main Street.
Walt drank in Walt's apartment.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, Walt also banged Lily, but doesn't have spots in Disneyland about that. Just saying. Look at yeah.
Okay, do you not realize there are books about secret places to do things in Disney?
Yeah, but they're not attractions and being blown up on the internet.
I mean, they can be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they can be. Ask the fun fact guy. But it's like, come on now. Like, they got rid of smoking spots. Walt smoked.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna have smooching rooms too. They're gonna have the little kissing duck swan ride soon. Like, just because Walt did it, I mean, if we're gonna play that game, Iger's doing just fine. I mean, Main Street, right? Look at it, you guys just stop. I mean, Main Street
Because I stopped listening.
Main Street has changed, is the hub of guests coming in, guests coming out. It's that gateway into all that stuff. But I'm not saying alcohol shouldn't be in Disneyland. I think it should because it's a great revenue resource. But I think on Main Street, I don't think it needs to be there. Yes.
But they're already coming from other places.
Is that Floyd Norman in your picture? Holy shit, it is.
That is Floyd Norman in his picture.
Again. But yes, people are going to
Floyd.
come over there. But the chances of people coming over versus it being the hub of it, obviously you're going to have a lot more of it being the hub.
Yeah, well,
I think you can have it everywhere else. Put it in Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland needs some reviving. But at the same time, I have heard rumors that
But those people are all coming back to the hub anyways for fireworks and parades.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's in
why
the
not
parks
have a
at
beer in
all,
your hand while you're doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. That's the thing is you're not going to be able to take the alcohol out of the
that's what I was just
establishment.
going to say.
Fair, okay.
My views have slightly changed because I did hear that it was table service alcohol where you can drink it at the restaurant, and then when you leave, it's done. And
Blue Bayou has that.
Blue Bayou has it. Oga's Cantina has it. But at the same time, I think Main Street, that's your first entrance into Disneyland, right? Yes, the chances of seeing someone kind of buzzed on Main Street are still happening, but it being the hub of that. But now, if it's just a food and restaurant, I will back up a little bit. But I think having more alcohol in Disneyland is okay. I mean, Main Street shouldn't be touched.
I did say that if they are going to increase the places where you can consume, that if you are caught being unruly, you should get a lifetime ban.
I completely agree with that.
Well, remember when DCA really started amping up the spots of alcohol? There was a few cast members that got in altercations with drunk guests. So I feel like
those guests should have lifetime bans.
Let's be honest, though. You can sneak alcohol into any Disney park pretty easily.
And people do it all the time.
Yep.
But Disney's like, hey, why not? Why don't we make a little more money off this? People are going to come and drink anyway.
Honest,
why not?
Like literally they make bras that serve that you can just put
probably
alcohol
Bob.
in.
It's probably Bob Chapek's fault this is happening. So, I mean, even though he's been gone for a year.
But. I mean, I get Shawn must be a real admirer. You're doing your beard like Chapek. You must be a real admirer.
I totally am.
Yeah, I mean, I think Main Street should be left alone. But at the same time, too, I am not opposed to if it's going to be in the restaurant or something like that. I think that's cool.
Which Bob?
It doesn't matter.
Because, I mean, there are some spots in DCA where it's like, I don't even walk over there because you don't even know what you're going to run into because it gets a little crowded, and sometimes it does take you out of that Disneyland vibe.
So you guys, okay, I think it would be different if you had another park where you could do so we have Epcot, drinking around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like there needs to be a more adult-centered location.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's less, because honestly, there's some pretty freaking miserable people that go to Disney because their families make them.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol may make them nicer.
And that's and that's the thing. And if you think about it that way, all I've ever done my whole time ever going to Disney is going to with my kids, taking my kids and making sure my kids are taken care of. My kids are all adults now. The last few times I've been to Disney, I've been by myself as an adult or with adult friends. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not an alcoholic at all. I mean, but it doesn't suck to sit there and relax as an adult and have an adult beverage while you're sitting there at the park, because Walt Disney created Disneyland. So we all go back to what Walt, created a fun place for adults and kids. And I think that's what this is doing. It just makes it more enjoyable. Go ahead, kids. Go ride Space Mountain. We're going to have dinner at Carnation Cafe. Get that fried chicken, which is probably one of the best things in the park. And,
So, James, I don't disagree that it does make some people worse. That's why I'm saying you get a lifetime ban then.
I completely agree with that.
And if you choose to drink and you choose
if you're going to risk that,
be an a-hole, then you are getting a lifetime ban, and that is on you. And Robin says Pinky drinks at Disneyland. So nice. Trader Sam's, that's the thing. Joey brought that up in our chat. People are going to Trader Sam's, and they're coming over to Main Street anyways.
One of my best memories was sitting by Flo's at night in front of Cars Ride with my wife enjoying a beer. And that's what it is. It's not just, and I love that. And I think I had this discussion with Nicole about this. Nicole was dead set against it. We were talking about this and she's like, no, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Then I said, well, it's just.
Kim knows. Kim gets it. She says when kids have meltdowns, mom and dad need a beverage. There are some days as a parent,
and at
I
first,
just need a drink. I
didn't know that it was that. It was I didn't realize that it was just in the restaurants, which is great. I think that's smart to just have it in the restaurant. And here's something. I'll even take what Sam said a step farther. If you're going to have that opportunity to get permanently banned from a park for alcohol,
no, it should be all parks.
Breathalyze them. If you think it was caused by alcohol, I think Disney has the right as a private place to breathalyze them and say, you're drunk. You're gone. You're never coming back. Now think about what you did.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should be able to walk down Main Street with a drink in your hand, but you should be able to have a drink with your dinner.
But why is it okay? So, and I'm going to play devil's advocate, which I never do here, but why is it okay to walk around DCA or Epcot with a drink in your hand? Anywhere. You can walk anywhere there, right? I'm correct, right?
Yes, I feel. I don't know about DCA.
You can pick up a margarita at that place over by the swings and walk around with your margarita, correct?
So yes. DCA though, originally DCA. So when you get a drink, you get in the green cup, and you weren't allowed to leave the Pacific Wharf area.
Right.
That was where that was the beer area. Then they opened the beer stand over by Silly Symphony Swings. Mm-hmm. That became a drink area. Then there's the drink area over in Hollywoodland that they have now. But before, when it was first announced, you couldn't leave. You got the special green cup, and you couldn't leave the Pacific Wharf area. They've since lacked on that. But again, I'm not saying that alcohol in the park is a bad thing. But there are two types of people that drink. There's those that drink to enjoy the night, relax, kind of let a little bit off. And then there are those that are drinking to get drunk, to come out of their shell and not remember that. And so but me, I think Main Street, because even on DCA, I could be wrong, but Club 1901, you get alcohol, but Buena Vista Street, there isn't any. I feel like that's your entrance into the magic and innocence of Disneyland and DCA. So I feel like for that area should be left alone, because that's your first introduction. Yes, people are going to come back to the area to drink, but the chances of that someone coming back versus it being the hub is a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I just think that there need to be. Wait, a margarita is different. I just feel like there need to be more more restaurants that do offer it. So, okay, if you're saying, okay, I just don't want it on Main Street.
I can't wait any longer. I'm going to go to the bathroom so you guys continue to talk.
Okay.
So I'm glad you're here, Sam. So I can't wait. I got to go.
That's why he's glad I'm here. He's not glad that I'm here because I add value to the conversation. He's glad I'm here because he has to go pee. Great. Love him too.
Get away, Sam.
This is our getaway today break. We are not going to play the video, but hi.
1 million beers.
1 million beers. Yeah, no, I'm good with that. Don't want it on Main Street? Cool. Offer it in other places.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, I mean, and that's where I'm at. And I guess the happy medium to that would be allowing it to be served in its only table restaurants, because the fact that, it adds a little bit more to your meal. A romantic night out and you're having some wine. So I kind of get that, but I think you can do that. There's so many restaurants in Disneyland that could almost be a key element to storytelling. The Golden Horseshoe, it has an old Western bar-like setup. You can do it there. Tomorrowland, you could have space-themed drinks. I mean, it works in DCA over at the Lamplight Lounge, and I forgot the bar's name. It works, but it being just there, it allows you to explore. It allows you to understand, hey, that's a spot where there is alcohol. I could either avoid it, work my way around it. Main Street, that's the one way into the park. So if you're really against it, you can't avoid it because it's right there in your face.
And literally that's where most people are with their kids for the magic.
Yeah. That's first time.
I do get that.
photos being taken. Imagine you have your family photo and you got a dude in the background with the neon green cup. Like, come on. Like, it's
Tyler,
the chances
I love you right now so much. But Louis,
I mean,
there is no romantic table service restaurants on Main Street. This
hey,
ain't no
hold on,
date
hold
night at Applebee's.
I don't know. The Plaza Inn, you go inside Plaza Inn and
Me
have
too.
dinner. That's some real romantic stuff.
You are ridiculous right now.
That's some.
George.
But I'm just saying. I mean, I feel like having it in the park, absolutely, it's going to bring in a massive amount of revenue. Main Street and Buena Vista Street, I don't think so, because you're kind of like, no matter what, if you're against it, you're for it, you're in the middle, you're gonna have to see it, and there's no way around it. Everywhere else in the park, you don't have to go to that restaurant if you don't like it. There's other restaurants, but oh yeah, romance is definitely where you make it. Mine and my wife's first date was VHS tapes because I didn't have a DVD player.
What kind of VHS tapes?
It was Jungle Book and Thumbelina.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like those choices.
So I have a question for you both. So
you may have answers.
Walt Disney died pretty young, right? Like 67, something like that. So 60. He was pretty young, 65. If Walt Disney would have lived to be like 85 years old, still running the company, do you think we would have had like tobacco sold in the park longer than it was? And do you think it would still be there today? If Walt lived to like 1980 instead of 1967, do you think that the parks would be, because obviously that stuff started changing after he left with the brows.
Did he still, okay, if he lived that long, is he still dying of lung cancer?
No, obviously.
Well, because I feel like lung cancer played a kind of pivotal role on tobacco being removed from the park. So if he didn't, I think it would still be there.
That's fair. No, I was just asking the question. I don't
think it'd be there today though, because of all the legalities today. But I think it would have been there a little bit longer had he just died from just natural oldism.
That's fair. And that's all. What do you think, Sam?
I agree with Louis about the tobacco being removed because of how Walt died.
Right. That's fair. I forgot to think about that. So I suck.
What
I missed while I was gone.
I mean, we just kind of feathered out the alcohol.
Romance. I saw romance.
Yeah. So
No.
I was talking about like how alcohol can add a little spice to your dinner. If you're having a romantic dinner, you and the missus, or the missus and the missus.
The spice doesn't get added during the dinner from the alcohol. It gets added after.
Sometimes it hinders that whole situation, though. I mean, let's be real.
What? You just like quote the dead Kennedys right now? Like you're too drunk.
I do not need to hear these things right now. My little ears.
It's real life.
No, it's not. Not with anybody I know.
Yeah, I've never had that issue. If anything, it kind of. Never mind.
We can talk about this off air.
No,
I know what they call it, Tyler. I just
that's what Sean's had. Sean,
I never said that. I just said it's an issue. I never said, hey, I suffer because I'm a goddamn alcoholic. I didn't say that. I said it causes issues. I didn't say, hey guys, guess what? This has happened to me, so I know it happens. I never said that.
You are advocating a lot for these other men then.
I just was making a comment that with alcohol factors on everything.
So, to be completely honest,
there's a song called Tequila Makes Your Clothes Come Off. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's by Joe Nichols. That's literally the best thing in the world.
Walt's, oh, geez.
So, Tyler, yeah, we'll talk about it in Walt's office because I want to talk about.
That sounds so wrong and great at the same time.
I want to talk about what Tyler said over there, where he said the whiskey, because I thought that was the opposite. Y'all, we're going to have a conversation about this after. If you're not in Discord, you need to join Patreon and come hang out in Discord because we're about to have this conversation. Sam needs some help.
We're a Disney podcast. What do we? I don't know.
Well, at this point, Disney smokes, drinks, and does a whole lot. So it's funny that Disney starts with a D, right? I mean, let's just be honest.
My face hurts right now.
Is Walt really turning now? I mean, let's be. But yeah. So
Robin out, have a tiki drink, go in the Matterhorn and make out.
I'm not making out of the Matterhorn. I can barely get out of Matterhorn, huh?
Too much bourbon, not good. Okay, Georgia got it.
I hope that's still George. We're just calling
That's
this poor
George.
person
We
George.
just call that part. It's always just George. So if
It is George. I can tell by the way they talk. It's George. Because
But
it's George.
man. So well, that was a solid one. Yeah. Any other comments on alcohol or Mr. Iger?
No, my
They should-
face hurts from laughing so
they
much.
should bring back the ladies' underwear store. That's what James.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
James.
Wizard of Bras.
The Wizard of Bras, yeah.
What?
That's
That
what it's
was
called.
something?
On Main Street.
Absolutely. When this is my
Wiz-
first opening, there was a bra shop
Lingerie.
right on Main Street.
Yeah, the Wizard of Bras.
Wizard of Bras. I don't know. Was it really called that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
That
Though.
is such
Ask
a stupid
Josh.
name.
Ask Josh who Diamaro.
No.
You know,
Fun
the new
fact guy.
CEO. Ask Josh.
All right. Well, any last comments,
It's
Sean?
where you can sit on the porch. Kim says. I think yeah, that's right. It is in that area. Do I have any last comments?
Anything to close out?
Yeah.
Hi, Lauren.
Thanks for creating this show. Seriously.
Thanks
This
for
show-
letting me hang out tonight.
This show's fun. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right.
What can I
We
say?
got some-
You're welcome. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. Sam, thanks for joining us.
Thanks
How'd
for
you like your
having
first
me.
Undisputed show?
I absolutely loved it. You know how much I love to argue, so it works.
Yep. But I got the video all queued up, Sean. So
Oh, you do? Cool. I'm going to take my
I
hands
got
off you
you.
in this stuff. I'm going to.
Yep. Just a few
I was looking
announcements
for it.
Season 4. We got some new things that we're going to be adding to the show. Little just hints and nods here and there. But like always, bring your popcorn, bring your opinions, but always have a good time.